Hey, good morning, all. Let's start today's lecture. So, in the last previous lecture, we were understanding the different SDLC models at as well as what is SDLC. Let's have a quick revision on the last lecture. So SDLC is a software development life cycle. Every software has to go to via these phrases to get completion. Okay, so we have learned what is requirement analysis phase. Then we have understand what is design phase, what is development, what is the testing phase. That is the important critical from the perspective of our course. Then there is a maintenance phase. Okay, then we have understood that there are three P's in an organization, that is people, process, and product. We have understood what is waterfall model, what are its benefit, what are the disadvantages, what waterfall model. Yeah, and then we understand what is a spiral model, the different quadrants of spiral model, how a product get created in spiral model, and what are the different benefits of spiral model over waterfall model. Post that, we have done the analysis for V model. It's a highly disciplined SDLC model which has a testing phase parallel to each development phase. So this is a verification validation model. Okay, in which the every testing phase is a linked with the development phase. Okay, then we understood, we have gone through the difference between verification and validation. So you should know what is the difference between verification and validation. Based on that, you will able to understand the so we will able to uh, give the answers of what is verification and validation in the interview if asked. Okay, so in today's lecture, what we will be learning, we will be learning in today's lecture about STLC. As the name suggests, it's software testing lifecycle. So every phase every phase in SDLC have, let's say, a small life cycles going on in every phase. For example, for testing we have STLC, that is software testing life cycle. So if a product has to go via STLC, and then during then this, yeah, hello, yeah, this is not audible. Yeah, actually, I was going to record a video and share with you because no one has joined now. Okay, let's start. So I had just revision of recording. Let's share you that part. Yeah, in STLC, and I was just going through this STLC, what is software testing lifecycle. I hope my screen is visible, right? Okay. So STLC is a software testing lifecycle. We have understood what is SDLC, the different models in SDLC, right? So STLC is a part of testing phase in SDLC, software testing lifecycle. So there are different phases, as SDLC have different phases. We have different phases in STLC as well. So a product has to go via these different phases in STLC. Okay, let's understand first what is STLC. STLC is a sequence of different activities performed by the testing team to ensure the quality of the software or product. Okay, so as the main goal of SDLC is to give a quality or maintainable product to the customer, right? But our objective of SDLC is, sorry, software testing life cycle. I'll be use that precise word. Okay, it's to give a quality product to the customer. Okay, so as we have been discussing from last few days, that what are the different let's say what are the different phases of SDLC, right? There is a requirement gathering, then design, development, testing, maintenance, right? So these are the different phases of SDLC, software development life cycle, right? So even STLC has a different phases in it, which are from which a software undergoes, right? So I'll be sharing you that phases now, and we'll just explain it in detail. Okay, so these are the different phases. Huh. There are six major phases of STLC. First is requirement analysis. Okay, so now our actual work starts. Okay, from today onwards, I'll not be only teaching you the theoretical part, but I'll be starting you to give let's say we will be proceeding in a STLC phase. Okay, parallelly. So requirement analysis. So I'll be giving you a few requirement today. You guys, you will have to create some not say test plan. Okay, we will wait for two lectures. So when you understand what is test cases, how to write test cases, in that portion we will able to I'll able to give you a practical approach to this. Okay. So in requirement analysis, when the SRD is ready and share with stakeholders, the testing team starts high level analysis considering application under test. Okay, so SRD is what? Do you know SRD? Okay, so we have BRD, that is business requirement document. SRD is a software required document. Okay, so in that the details of the softwares are mentioned. Okay, in business requirement document, what is mentioned, I'll tell you. Okay, a business requirement document, I'll just open if we have any business requirement document for bank. So let's say we'll open a RTGS document for business requirement. So it will have a detailed introduction, then solution we have, then it is mentioned how it will have different requirement mentioned, then we'll have authorization, control, charges. Okay, then all the details, like, so I'll tell you, this is a different one what I used to have, I'll tell you. Okay, so our the BRD, that is business requirement document, has the things like who has made the document, all the details related to that. But there is a thing like what is the profit of business. Okay, so business ko what is the profit to the customer in that. For example, mm, if you are going to start something, right? Do you watch Shark Tank? Okay, so you must have seen the word they ask what is the market how much, how big the market is for this product, right? Okay, so for like that, for a before a product launch there is a market analysis done, right? So before implementation of new project or new function, new project, right, big project is there. Okay, then all the details are mentioned in that. What is the benefit for the organization, like existing, what is the scenario for existing. Okay, what will be the future of this, how growth is, yearly growth is happening in that case. So in that document it is mentioned. That is not the our concern, but I'm just saying you. So if for example let us say some banking application has decided to install UPI in it. Okay, means UPI functionality into that. So UPI project will start. So what will be the benefit? How many customers are there using their application? Okay, if they provide these features, how many will add, what are the benefits for the organization, like this. These things are mentioned in that, and in between those things there is a functional, let us say functional functionality of the part is mentioned. Are you getting my point? Okay, so we have to focus not on only on that functionality part for our testing purpose. Okay, then we create a test planning. So test team plans the strategy and approach. For example, which are the different strategies that we have to use while test planning. Let us say you have been given less 10 days of period. Okay, and you know there is a requirement. Whenever you read something, you will able to understand how much scope is there. Okay, what is the scope of that requirement. You will, for example, let us say I have given you to test, you have to test whether the functionality of WhatsApp वीडियो बैकग्राउंड इमेजेस, अभी जो नया फंक्शनलिटी आया ना व्हाट्सएप में, वीडियो में वो बैकग्राउंड भी डाल सकते हैं हम, लाइक जूम एंड अदर टीम्स एंड ऑल। ओके, सो अब मैंने दिया आपको टेस्ट करने को। आज यू आर वर्किंग इन द सेम प्रोजेक्ट, आपको एक अंदाज आ जाता है कि दिस इज द टाइम पीरियड required to test that functionality, so you will give me some time period, right? So according to that there will be consider, we will be considering design time, understanding requirement, understanding time as well, test case design time, then when the application comes to then the test execution time. So this part will be get considered, right? In this test planning we have a strategy and approach how to do the completion end-to-end testing of that product. Okay, so it will consist of what to be considered in testing, what not to be considered in testing, right? I have told you in the seven principle, right? Exhaustive testing is not possible, right? One of the principle means we can't test each and every part of the application. हमें क्या टेस्ट करना है, considering that requirement given in the BRD or SRD, we have to focus on, ऐसे वेग नहीं जा सकते ना, we'll have some हाँ strategy. Right, because we are time bound, otherwise no worries on that part. Then test case design, develop the test cases based on the scope and criteria. Okay, so depend on the scope, I have that our criteria or BRD, we will design the test cases. So when integrated environment is ready to validate, test environment setup is nothing but we have different environments, right? Sorry. Right. Okay, good. Yeah. So there are some software which require specific hardwares, right, for testing purpose. Okay, then this environment setup is, for example, if you are doing automation testing, then you have to install the all the automation related important softwares. Okay, all the latest means the organization, the things that organization is currently using, it should get installed in your. So this is the environment setup. Let's say for a functional perspective, if you consider, then environment setup will be considered as a you will have different environments, right? You will have dev environment. Dev means developer environment. So developer environment is an environment where developer teams develop the application, right? Once they do the testing part in that environment, उनका भी एक टेस्टिंग रहता है ना, वन राउंड ऑफ सन टेस्टिंग कि चल रहा है कि नहीं जो डेवलप किया है, नॉर्मल टेस्टिंग वो डिटेल में नहीं करते। सो व्हाट हैपेंस पोस्ट दैट दे विल हैव अ they will push the code to UAT environment, that is user acceptance testing environment. Okay, where tester will perform the testing, right? Getting my point? Okay, so in UAT testing environment, let us say you do the testing, okay, and it is working fine, then post your confirmation the code has been moved to pre-prod environment. So from the name it is a pre-prod, right? matlab before production environment. Okay, so then it is moved to the pre-prod environment. In pre-prod environment, you do the testing. So this is a nothing but a environment setup. जब when you are giving the sign of, let's say, giving confirmation on a story na ki this is working fine, you can move it ahead. So then the code get moved to the next environment. So this is nothing but an environment setup. So you will get a different build if you are using a mobile application, or if you are using a website, you will know, you will be told that the code has been deployed, now you can test. Okay, are you getting my point? Yeah. So, and before that, what we have to consider in environment setup, setup, if there is a web application, then we have to consider that whether that is working fine or not in the let's say Chrome browser and all. So like that, we have to consider. Okay. Then we have test execution. So test execution is nothing but where the actual work we do, right? Real time validation of product and finding bugs. So we have to have a real time validation. The real time validation means the whether the application is working as expected or not. मतलब बाहर बाहर से बता नहीं सकते ना. We have to test, execute each and every case. If it's not working, let's raise a bug. What happens now is, mostly I have observed, right, when we write the test cases now, what happens, we write considering the only the BRD document, right? बट जब एक्चुअल में टेस्टिंग करना चालू कर देते ना, देन व्हाट हैपेंस, वी यूज्ड टू नो, ओ माय गॉड, दिस सिनेरियो हैज वी हैव नॉट कवर्ड, दिस सिनेरियो वाज नॉट कवर्ड. सो यू शुड हैव अ स्ट्रेटजी. ओके, कि आपका टेस्ट पैक एग्जीक्यूट, मतलब टेस्ट केसेस एग्जीक्यूट होने के बाद, यू शुड नो, यू शुड हैव सम थिंग्स इन माइंड फ्रॉम वाइल टेस्टिंग, कि ये भी करना है, ये भी करना है. गेटिंग माई पॉइंट? Okay, so then in test execution we find the bugs. If it is not, bug is what is not expected, when the expected is not matching the actually is not matching the expected, that is a bug, right? Then test closure, one testing is completed, matrix reports results and documents created. Okay, so closure documents is nothing but a document where you mention what you have tested, what are the test cases you have covered, what are the open bugs into that. Open bugs is a, did we understand the defect life cycle? No, no. Yeah. So in defect life cycle, we will understand that. So open bugs are bugs which are not fixed. Matlab, they are there. Okay, the application has that bug. Okay, we'll understand that defect life cycle, then you will able to know. Okay, in this today's class only we'll understand what is defect life cycle. So open bugs, means there is a bug which is not fixed yet. So you have to mention that this I have tested this. These are the cases I have tested. Let's say 50 cases you have tested. 40 were pass, 10 were fail. I have raised a 10 bucks against these 10 test cases. Okay, these are the numbers of test cases. Let's say if you are using Jira application, you will be asked to consider that as well. Okay, कि कौन से like that. Okay, so this is the thing. Getting my point? Yeah. So this is a test closure report. Defect life cycle. So most of the time, the difference between SDLC and STLC is asked. I'll sharing you the notes today. These are from my notes only. Just a minute. Okay. So STLC and SDLC is a difference here we have mentioned. SDLC versus STLC. So STLC, SDLC develop is a origin is development life cycle. STLC is the testing life cycle that we have understood, right? Then definition, SDLC defines all the standard phases which are involved during software development life cycle. STLC process defines the various activities to improve the quality of product, right? Objective काय आहे SDLC चा, to give a successful complete development of the software including testing and other phases. But testing the STLC's objective is only testing, right? And raising the bugs. Requirement gathering phases will have analysis, gather the requirement and create a development plan. STLC मध्ये आपण काय करतो? In STLC, the QA team analyzes the requirement document like functional and non-functional document and create a system test plan. Okay, what is a functional document? What is a non-functional document? I'll tell you. Functionality, you use the camera, right? Okay, so camera, you are using the camera. What are the different features of camera? We check whether the camera is what is the pixel of that camera, right? Front camera, resolution and all, fps. Okay, then the whether it is a hd or full hd and all, it is like, right? So yeah, so what, these are the functional part. But when you are when you are clicking on it camera, how much time it to take to click that image? When you select a night vision na, it take times to load the image, right? When you do the normal image, it will easily click. Okay, so functionally both are working, but time taken is different. So that is the for performance related part. So this is a non-functional part. ओके, इफ आई गिव यू अमेजॉन वेबसाइट, रात को 12 बजे आज सेल चालू है ना, हाउ मेनी पीपल विल बी सिटिंग इन द अमेजॉन ओपनिंग द अमेजॉन? ओके, फंक्शनलिटी अमेजॉन एप्लीकेशन इज वर्किंग फाइन. बट जब 12 बजे, लेट्स से 5 करोड़ पीपल आर ओपनिंग दैट वेबसाइट और एप्लीकेशन, द एप्लीकेशन will work, right? So that is the non-functional part of that application, so it should work under any load. Getting my point? Okay, so that is a functional and non-functional part. Okay, we'll going to understand in detail in the further, but just wanted to tell you at a higher level. Okay, in SDLC the development team creates the high and low level design plans. Okay, in STLC the test analysts create the integration test plan. Okay, coding, real code is developed. The testing team will just execute the test cases. Okay, and maintenance, SDLC fields also include the post deployment support and updates. In the last phase we understood, right? Tester execute the regression suits, usually automation scripts to check maintenance code deployed. So we'll have the test execution post the deployment of maintenance. So this is the major difference between what is SDLC and STLC. Okay. Then I'll just check what is a defect life cycle. So we'll understand what do you mean by defect life cycle. My screen is visible, right? Wait, right. Side. So I'll explain you from the screen. I'm not able to find the notes at the moment. You're getting seeing the screen, right? So okay. Whenever you raise a bug, so Jira application is used to raise a bug, right? Most of the organization use different application which are higher at higher level for raising of bugs like Jira, because it is easy to maintain. Okay, and there are some excels also raised by used by some organization at a lower level. Okay, so they use the excel to raise the bug, share the bug against that functionality. Okay, so what happens now, tester finds a defect. Okay, then he or she raise a defect in Jira application, let us say. the status of that bug is new. Whenever the bug is raised, the status of that bug is new. Okay. Then development project manager will analyze the defect. So whatever who is the developer will analyze the defect. Okay. Is let's say TL of the developer team. If it's a valid defect, is it a valid defect? They will check whether it is a valid or defect or not. Okay. So when they will check what is valid and not valid, so the defect should consist of, it is as per BRD. आर यू गेटिंग माई पॉइंट? मतलब BRD में जो मेंशन है उसके हिसाब से आपने बग रेज किया है. इफ यू आर गोइंग आउटसाइड द रिक्वायरमेंट, you can see it is a valid defect, no. Okay, he will reject. Is it in scope? अपने BRD के स्कोप में, no. He will deferred. मतलब deferred is what? अगर तुमने ऐसा डिफेक्ट रेज किया दैट इज अ डिफेक्ट, राइट, बट अभी के स्कोप में नहीं है. ओके. फ्यूचर में एक फंक्शनलिटी आ रही है. लेट अस से ऑडियो कॉल वाज देयर, वीडियो कॉल वाज देयर, राइट, इन व्हाट्सएप. You raise a bug, the share functionality is not available, share screen functionality. ओके. तो अभी की तो फंक्शनलिटी में नहीं था वो. लेट्स गो बैक प्रीवियस डे. ओके. पर फ्यूचर में आने वाला है, यू ऑल्सो नो, ही ऑल्सो नो. सो यू आर इज अ डिफेक्ट बाय मिस्टेक, लेट अस से. सो ही विल मूव दैट इज अ डेफर्ड. डेफर्ड मतलब इट विल बी पार्ट ऑफ नेक्स्ट रिलीज, अदर नेक्स्ट रिलीज. ओके. और इट विल बी कंसिडर इन द नेक्स्ट cycle. Getting my point? Okay. So इफ इट्स नॉट वैलिड, वैलिड मतलब अगर अपने डॉक्यूमेंट में लेट से मेंशन्ड है कि ये है, डॉक्यूमेंट में मेंशन है कि एक्सपेक्टेड एबीसी था. ओके. बट यू रॉन्गली रीड एज अ सीबीए और आपने बग रेज कर दिया. देयर समटाइम्स एक कम्युनिकेशन गैप हो जाता है ना. एट अ हायर लेवल आपको समझ में नहीं आया और यू रेज द बग like that. So developer team will validate your defect is valid or not. Post that, if it's a valid defect, okay, is it already raised? अगर already raise हो गया, कभी कभी क्या होता है ना, दो सबको डिफेक्ट आता है तो 2-3% पैरेलली रेज कर देते हैं और किसी को पता ही नहीं चलता किसने क्या रेज किया है. ओके. सो डुप्लीकेट भी हो सकता है ना. वो क्या करता है, स्टेटस डुप्लीकेट कर देता है उसका. अगर ये कुछ नहीं है, ओके, देन वो क्या करता है, डेवलपर स्टार्ट्स फिक्सिंग द कोड. मतलब आपका डिफेक्ट ये तीनों इससे पास हो गया. सो व्हाट ही विल डू, ही विल स्टार्ट फिक्सिंग द कोड. ओके. तो उसका स्टेटस क्या चेक कर चेंज कर देगा वो, इन प्रोग्रेस. ओके. Here you are more focused on the status part, right? Here status is rejected, status is deferred, status is duplicate. Here developer start fixing, वो उसको कर देगा in progress. Then code fix, he post code fix, he will change the status as a code fixed. Okay. उसके बाद he will assign, okay, यहाँ पे mention नहीं है. Let me tell you, he will assign that to the tester and move the status as a ready for testing. Getting me point? ओके. सो जब रेडी फॉर टेस्टिंग होगा उसका स्टेटस, तो व्हाट वी विल डू, वी विल टेक द डिफेक्ट फॉर टेस्टिंग. हम टेस्ट करेंगे चल रहा है क्या, या इफ इट्स वर्किंग वी विल पास इट एंड स्टेटस मेंशन एट क्लोज्ड. ओके. इफ इट्स नॉट वर्किंग वी विल रीओपन एट, और रीओपन होने के बाद इट विल कम अगेन हियर, फिक्सिंग प्रोसेस. गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? So it's a bug defect life cycle. Okay. Or bug life cycle. It is mostly an 100% getting asked in the interview questions. So you should aware about what is defect life cycle. Defect life cycle. Okay. I think is it okay if we take in the afternoon? Just give me wait, wait a minute.